Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, August 23rd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the price you see over here will still be moving around, and then the candlestick you see will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then next, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame. So for you beginners out there, what that means is that each one of these 30-minute candlesticks here, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So first stock here, AMC, which took the headlines by storm this morning. A brutal day, big gap down, and has essentially returned to the lows of where it was previously before what had been a very, very impressive bounce. I mean, so to give full credit where credit's due, I mean, this movement right here was very, very impressive. But now that the price has essentially gone right back to where it all began. In fact, let me zoom out a little bit more there. You can see that the price is now starting to hover right down below some levels that have not been, I guess it's behind my, let's do this. There we go. So here was the lowest it was back in, I didn't realize it was that long ago, early May, right around the $9 and about $9.80. So never quite hit it today, but nonetheless, this is going to be a very, very important level here moving forward for AMC, just for the very simple reasoning. If the price goes down there and then breaks below there, then that is literally the lowest the price has been in not only months, but years at this point. So $9.80, very, very vital level. However, it is also an interesting level because while there are no guarantees, is it valid? Is it rational to think that if the price goes down in that area, you could get some sort of bounce back upwards? Yes, that is absolutely a valid thought process to have. Again, nothing is guaranteed, but nobody could call you crazy for thinking that the price could bounce off of that $9.80 mark. So there's that green line right there, and now you have a better idea of where it's coming from. If there are any sort of bounces to the upside, key level of resistance at this point initially is going to be, at least in my opinion, that downtrend line right there. So a lot of people, I think, are going to be watching that. So if the price can come up to that area and get the break up through it, then that break in of itself could very well create some good solid buying upwards pressure. So keep a close eye on that. But yeah, overall, very brutal day. Next, DRUG, and overall started off very, very nicely on the day, got the big move up, and then came back down. But what's good about that move is the downwards move and current consolidation all occurred on very low volume. So from a volume analysis standpoint, that's exactly how you would want to see volume behave. But also, it's not like the price exploded and then crashed right back to where it was. So that's also encouraging that the price, sure, it did pull back. And of course, the most dynamic would be if the price just kept going up and up and up. But that's just not the reality of the market. But with the pullback, at least it maintained itself specifically up above that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. So now you have a nice little potential situation where, and that's what a watch list is, right? To find interesting situations, and not randomly rush out and buy them, but watch them and see how they behave. And you can see that right now, with the pullback, the price is now leveled off. So it just becomes a question of, okay, is this a healthy, area where the pullback is over and that this thing is going to recover back upwards? To be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this is just a temporary pause before this thing goes right back to where it was. But again, that is a two-sided coin because, well, maybe it is a healthy consolidation and all of a sudden the price decides to continue on up. So if you like to play this price range down below $5, then certainly a very intriguing situation to keep an eye on for Tuesday. Next one, ANPC, for you penny stock players out there. And same general idea of DRUG that we just talked about, so I don't want to sit here and repeat myself, but you get the idea. Nice move up, came back down. Nice move up, came back down. Now, the one difference is this is a bit deeper of a pullback. It's not like the prices crashed. However, potentially maybe a bit deeper of a pullback than what a lot of people would have wanted. So maybe some just flat out lost interest. But in my opinion, there's still a lot of people that still do have interest in it. So same general idea. Is this pullback still healthy? Is it going to, return back upwards? And in my mind, interesting level to watch from a resistance standpoint. If there is any sort of attempted move back to upside, is going to be that 45-cent mark. So keep an eye on that. And then if you do want to play more so the pullback side of things, interesting level down here right around 30 cents. Not only do you have the previous lows right there, but you got these moving averages, which keyword being moving. They are going to continue to creep higher and higher and potentially start to get right around that 30-cent area too. So that could be an interesting pullback point. But if you like to play penny stocks, and yeah, some interesting dynamics here occurring. Next one here, Grfx. And once again, same general idea. Nice way to start the day, and then it's pulled back. So you have the pullback areas right here at the $3 mark. You can see both there and their price bounced nicely off it. If the price does go down to $3 and then fall below it, next key area of support after that would be that purple line down there, the 50-period moving average, currently valued at 267. If the price does start to head back upwards, then the main area of resistance at that point would be this former support area, which sits right there at $3.50. So pretty straightforward here. Well-defined areas of resistance at $3.50, well-defined areas of support at $3 and $2.67. So let's see what happens with it. Next one, BBBY, and the downtrend continues. Going to go ahead and get rid of that, which is from some annotations from when I did the video on Friday. But the first update that needs to be done is just from a basic rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So going into the day, this area right here at about $10.20 was that level of support. But now that the price is broken down below it, you can see the rule played out perfectly. So at that point, price broke below it. Price tried to get up above it a couple times right there and was rejected. So I'm not saying that the price can never get back up above $10.20. I'm just saying that it makes sense why the price did get rejected, and that if there is any sort of attempted move back to the upside, then 10.20 is going to be the main level to keep a close eye on. So watch that. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, new level here and nothing fancy at all other than the fact that that's just where the bleeding stopped finally today, right down there around $9.30. But yeah, all in all, the downtrend continues. Real quick, wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, and why it's so powerful and can help you build consistency, then certainly get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then certainly get signed up for the free class. Next, SMMT, and this is a fantastic setup, not mainly, but what makes it that much better is check out the last 30 minutes, and this is why I like to do these when the market's still open, as I said, because check it out. We are witnessing the breakout, or I should say potential breakout, play out right now as I speak. And what is this potential breakout? Well, everybody and their brother's uncle is going to be watching that level right up there at $1.74. So you can see $1.74 has rejected the price down twice, and that's not a great discovery. So I assure you a lot of people are going to be watching that. So whether you want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, but it's more than rational, not guaranteed, but it's rational and logical to think that if the price can get up to that level and then break up through it, that break in and of itself could create quite a bit of upwards buying pressure. So definitely keep a close eye on $1.74. And then as far as levels of support are concerned, this seems kind of goofy now, but the last 30 minutes was so powerful that it seems like, wow, that level's all the way down there. But yeah, because of this last 30 minutes and pushing the price that far in, a single candle, that does make this level of support down there seemingly, appear pretty far away. And it is, but again, that's also just a credit to how powerful this last 30 minutes has been. So yeah, overall, nice final 30 minutes. Can it get the breakthrough $1.74? Maybe, maybe not. But definitely on Tuesday, everybody's going to be watching that breakout level. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and talked about this one on Friday and how, yeah, it had been bouncing, but you also had to keep in mind that that was a bear pennant pattern. And then, sure enough, today, the bear pennant got continuation, but it was kind of anticlimactic continuation because it just flat out gapped down. And then, that's kind of all that occurred. But all of a sudden now we essentially have, not exactly, but very, very similar circumstances once again. Because yes, Tesla did start to trend upwards throughout the course of the day after hitting those lows in the early morning. But with that being said, I'm totally in broken record mode compared to Friday's video. But you got to factor in the downwards pressure right there. So once again, just simply another bear pennant pattern. Does that mean that it's for sure going to go down? Of course not. No guarantees. Just like if there's a bullish pattern, does not mean that the price is going to for sure go up. But all I'm trying to suggest is still be skeptical. As I said on Friday, of that move right there, be skeptical. And I'm saying the same thing right now. Sure, that may, very well may be the start of something bigger back to the upside. But that would definitely, be going counter trend right now. So as far as, kind of the bias, you can be bullish bias, but you got to be very skeptical about it. But if you do like to play bearish sided patterns, and you do have a nice bear pennant pattern here on Tesla. Next, Aprn, and I like this one quite a bit. Similar to the SMMT one, because let me get that out of the way because there's this resistance. Try that. There we go. There's this resistance level right here at $6.50, which I think a whole lot of people will be watching. You can see once, twice, and then 3 times the price has been up around that area, and each time the price has been rejected. So it does not mean that it can't be broken, but what it does mean is you got to think a lot of people are watching it. So self-fulfilling prophecy, whatever you want to call it, if the price does get up to 650 and can push up through it, more than valid, more than rational to think that that break could create some good solid upwards buying pressure. So keep an eye on 650 as that main resistance area. As far as levels of support are concerned, initial level to watch with any sort of pullback right here, this previous breakout point at $5.60. Then if the price pulls back some more, next key level would be that purple line there. The 50-period moving average right now valued at $5.40. But all in all, at least in my opinion, $6.50 is definitely the most interesting dynamic here moving forward. Next, MULN, and today was just a nasty, nasty gap and trap, meaning the price closed right there on Friday, opened up there, hence what's known as a gap up. And then after the opening bell rang, price made a little move up, and true story, some poor souls bought right there. And then from there, just trended, and continued on downwards, which is a good example of why stop losses are very, very important. But to offer up more context, after a very nice apparent move to the upside, the bears are back in full control. And I say that because the price is now actually back down below these lows right here, which just illustrate how rough today got. Gap up, price came down, and it's not that, it was a gap and trap that made it so bad, and it wasn't that it was a red day that made this so bad, but from a technical point of view, again, going back to the fact that the price is now broken down below those lows, and not only slightly broken below them, but broke and then just kept on bleeding, that really illustrates how rough things are right now for this one. So if there are any sort of bounces back to the upside, goes back to that rule when levels of support are broken, they tend to act as resistance. You'd want to keep a close eye on that 75, 76 cent mark. But yeah, overall, right now the bears are certainly, they were already in control, but they're just that much more in control after today's movement. Next one, AMD, and pretty crazy how fast things can turn around. Going from a nice breakout right there, showing like it wanted to move, and then just completely collapsing. Again, that's why stop losses matter, because there are no guarantee setups. And, that's just how the market goes sometimes. So let's map out some of their new levels here to keep an eye on. And once again, the dynamic here that made today very rough was not the fact that it was a red day, but that it broke down below a very significant level here at 93.75. Going back to the history of things, you can see that was a low. That was, generally speaking, a low right there, bounced directly off it. Today, try to maintain it earlier on in the day and then eventually fail. And then you know the rule, when levels of support are broken, tend to act as resistance. And then as I zoom back in, you'll see that rule played out. So I'll zoom back in and you can see right there, when the price did bounce back upwards, that's right where it got rejected at that point right there. So moving forward, if there is any sort of attempted bounces, 93.75 will be that main area of resistance. If this thing does continue on down, next key level of support, going to be right down here at, what is that? The $91 mark. So $91 next key level of support, which seems like more probably odds are more likely than not that it goes on there and at least retest it. But we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, like the market as a whole, this one got swept down with everything else. So we'll see if that does eventually bring it down to that $91 mark, which could produce some sort of bounce. So certainly an area worth watching. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then certainly get signed up for the free training later on in the week. It'll be Thursday, August 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these and want me to keep making them, then do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a simple comment. Even if you have commented before, go ahead, keep leaving those comments, because it really does help out. And it also just helps the channel, not only from a feedback perspective, but helps that YouTube algorithm, which I really do appreciate. And then also check out the channel as a whole, lots of variety of videos. There's some videos that are showing me trading live, other stuff, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But definitely get signed up for that free training later on this week. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.